I'll get you. I'll get you. Remember my threat.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. Glad you were able to make it tonight. It's good to see all of you. I see there's still might be some people popping in here, but we can get started. There's a lot to cover this month, and hopefully we can have a good discussion and share some good ideas about some summertime activities for our Cub Scouts. So like I said in the main session, we do have two presentations. And the first that we're going to look at is really kind of geared towards our packs themselves and what we're planning for activities for our younger scouts. So I've got to get to where I can show my, hold on one second. There we go. All right, so the roundtable team kind of put our heads together, and we decided it really is time to start thinking about summer programming and what we can do to offer our scouts a good solid program for the summer. And so that's the focus of our breakout this month. So we're going to talk about how to plan your summer program for your pack. I know personally I come from a pack where historically we haven't really run a summer program. We kind of did things during the school year, and then everybody was off on their own during the summer. And I think we kind of lost some interest from some of our scouts and our families by doing that. And so I think we're definitely going to try to plan something this summer to keep that connection. So as far as why to do this, there's a few reasons that a few things that a summer program can help us with as packs. Number one, it keeps our families and our Cub Scouts connected to scouting and the pack throughout those summer months when they may otherwise kind of find interest in other things, or just that lack of connection might result in kind of loss of interest in scouts. Some other reasons there are some awards that scouts and the pack can earn, some recognitions for some activities that we do during the summer. There's the National Summertime Pack Award, which we'll talk about briefly in a little bit. And there's also, hopefully many of you are aware of this Cub Scout Outdoor Activity Award. And a lot of the activities that can be done for scouts to earn that's an individual award that each scout can earn. A lot of those can be done over the summer through outside activities. This is also a great chance to get outside and do things safely, where we can be spread out and still have some social activities outside. And summer activities are fun, right? And Cub Scouts really is all about fun. So some tips, and this is just kind of some things that we came up with. If you have suggestions, we will have a discussion to go through those, but these are just some thoughts. Might be good to think about keeping it consistent. Planning things on the same day and time as your regular pack meeting might be a good place to start. You already know that parents and families kind of have that time blocked out, and so just keeping it consistent during the summer might help to keep that attendance. And during the summer, since the days go longer, it's light later. Usually even a 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock meeting is okay. You still have daylight at that time. Another idea is trying to avoid pack meeting business. We really want to keep it fun and keep it outdoors. There's plenty of time to do announcements and awards and things during the regular meetings during the school year. One thing we found, at least in my pack, is weekends are really tough. A lot of families have plans and things on weekends, especially during summers. So maybe avoiding a weekend might help your attendance if that's an issue. But you really have to see what your pack wants and what works for your families. Summertime is really a great time to get parents involved. With planning some of the activities. One idea would be maybe to assign each den an activity each month, and then parents can kind of take the leadership in planning those things. And then adding fresh activities each year. Maybe that doesn't mean you have to do something different every year. Maybe you have something that everybody loves to do, and you do that again every year, but switching it up a little bit and having a new activity always keeps people interested as well. And then the other advantage of working in the summer is there are some awards that Scouts can earn. There's the National Summertime Pack Award, and I mentioned the Cub Scout Outdoor Activity Award. There are links to those you can find on the web, kind of information on what are the requirements for those and how Scouts can earn those. The National Summertime Award, if Scouts participate in an activity each month of the summer, June, July, and August, they can earn a pin. And the Cub Scout Activity Award, they can earn a patch by completing some specific requirements. One of those is attending a camp, overnight or a day camp. There's a rank specific belt loop that each Cub needs to earn, and then there's other activities as well. And this can really serve as a guide for you to plan your activities. For example, the Outdoor Activity Awards, there's things like a nature hike, doing a picnic, going on a pack overnight, an outdoor service project, doing some sort of nature observation or a campfire program or an outdoor sporting event. So that can really serve as a guide for you to plan your activities during the summer. And then Scouts can get some recognition and some awards as a result of that. So since this is roundtable, we would like to hear from you as well, and just kind of wondering for each of you what your pack has done for summer activities in the past. And, if you care to share maybe what worked well, what didn't work well, if you have any tips or advice that might help us out as leaders as we're planning some of these things. So we can go around the meeting here and just ask you to give your thoughts, and I'll kind of go through the list. So, and I know some of our people joining here aren't necessarily with packs, but maybe you've seen things or you have ideas that could still help out as well. So I'm going to go down the list. So the first I have is Peter. What any thoughts?
So our pack really enjoys the paper rockets. We do that usually at our org meeting. It's outside event. You make rockets out of paper and shoot them off with an air compressor off a piece of PVC pipe. So if you go online, I think you can find some stuff on that, but that's something that the kids really enjoy. They go for distance, they go for height. It's just one that they really enjoy.
Okay, very good. Philip.
Well, I don't know. I think you're as familiar as me with what we've done. I think the one thing I always liked that we did was we kind of kicked off kind of said goodbye to the school year and hello to summer, doing a picnic every year out in the park. And, sometimes it was a crossover, sometimes not or whatever, but it was kind of a chance to kind of welcome the new season. And everyone brought food and games and things like that. And the other thing we did too that worked really well that kind of fits into the next conversation is a lot of our summertime camps. If we did a pack camp out Friday night, we would reserve for strictly the Webelos. And so they would always get there a day ahead and they would set up camp and they would have their time to kind of bond. And then the other Cubs would join on Saturday morning, and that would then it gave us a chance to wear them out during the day so that they were actually tired at night by the time they got there. But it allowed the Weebles especially to bond a little bit more and have that time together too, and help lead those campouts. Yeah,
I agree. When we've done that, I think the Webelos really have come together much more than even throughout the rest of the year, and it's a good way to kind of get into what they're going to experience in the troop. All right, the next I see here is Tom.
I'm here to learn from the rest of you.
any ideas, anything that you've seen or heard of PACs doing that you think might be kind of good, or what you might like to try? Because that's our second
Well,
question there, is what you might like to try out.
We've had participation in the Butterfest parade, things like that, but other than that, day camps at camp, we've not done a whole lot yet in the summers.
Okay. But the parades are really good. You know, most of our towns have some sort of festival or something over the summer, and that's a really good chance for the scouts to get out there and be seen in the community. So
I do have to, Philip just put something on there about the Sparta bike trail. I will put in a plug for that because that's in my backyard. And I would suggest, if you're going to do that, do the leg from Sparta to Norwalk, because it's not terribly long, and it gets you through the mile-long tunnel.
Is that
So
through the tunnel?
Yeah, take a flashlight. That's pretty cool. Kids will get a kick out of that.
Neat. Great ideas. David.
Anything to do with in the water. When I'm a new Cub Master assistant, but when I was a Cub, anything to do with the water was fun. If we'd even do a small canoe ride was always really cool. You know, 2 canoes for my pack, 15. 2 canoes would be enough to get everyone on, and just paddling around, maybe throwing a hook out or 2, but it didn't take much really to impress the kids with just. And I'm from I'm from La Crosse, so it's really simple to just get out. One of the best routes is that La Crosse River. If you start out in North La Crosse and go down to the Mississippi, it's only about 2 hours, and it's easy, it's fun, it's fast, not dangerous. I mean, you can paddle it pretty easy. With 1 adult and a few kids, you can paddle it pretty easy.
All right, excellent. Great idea. Josh, how about you?
Pretty much every year we kick off our scout year in August with fishing. Kind of a fishing day somewhere. It works good to have people come and go, and also get them, you know, kind of back in the kick of scout stuff, and gives you plenty of time to talk about that stuff. Hand out calendars and that type of thing. We haven't done much in June or July,
Sure.
really. Kind of end the school year, and that's kind of just how our packs worked. So
Okay, great. Yeah, fishing is, everybody likes fishing, and that's, I know we did that this last summer, and a lot of families that were there had never been to the spot where we fished, and they thought it was pretty neat, and they said, oh, we're going to come back here. This is a really good place to be as a family.
You know, everyone likes catching fish. There's a difference.
That's true.
yes.
That's true. Trying to find a place where where everybody can catch a fish is important, right?
Yeah. The other thing is find a place with like a playground or something, because there are kids that will not be interested in it, that just want to go
True.
play, and that's fine as well. Just have a place for them to come get together and do
Yeah,
stuff. So
absolutely. Especially if you have families with younger siblings and things like that. That's a great idea. Great point. Margaret, any thoughts, any things you've seen, anything you've that PACs might be interested in?
Yeah, I've been with quite a few different packs, and I always try to suggest doing 2 things each month. That way, the people that are on vacation don't feel like, you know, they miss out on the summertime pack award because they weren't there. They can go to the other one and still get something to do. That could be 1 den activity a month and a pack meeting. It doesn't have to be 2 different pack meetings, but just
Sure.
2 different opportunities to get there. I'd say having a water day, something to do with, especially during the hot month of July or something like that. You have the bottle rockets like we did in Wood Badge. It's really easy to make up that setup to make their own rockets. Rain gutter regatta, volleyball with water balloons. You know, each team has a bed sheet to get the water balloon back and forth over the net. But when they hit that water and the balloon, and it bursts and get all wet during the summer when you're outside, that's a good thing.
Great ideas. Yeah. Everybody likes getting a little bit wet when it's hot outside. So yeah, very good. All right. So I've got Therese is there, but I don't think that's who we've got.
No, Teresa left the room. This is Rick. We took over pack 310, so we're new and just trying to soak this all in to see what we can do.
Sure. Sounds good. Any ideas or any thoughts on what might be some summertime things that your scouts and your pack might enjoy?
Well, we live on the river, so anything there again with water sounds fun. I kind of like the idea of maybe taking a little canoe trip or something.
Sure.
A lot of these canoe routes are so twisty that you could drop off and pick up points would only be, in La Crosse, it's 5 minutes away. You can spend 2 hours in the river and drive 5 minutes to pick up the canoes.
Great. All right. So next I see Rob.
Well, I got to say, it's been a multitude of years since I was a Cub Master involved with a Cub Scout pack. But I remember the things that we did and the kids enjoyed was, first of all, we always tried to get the Summertime Pack Award. And we had one of our events was going to Cub Day Camp. Another event was everybody brings their own dinner. And then we'd have some games like, three-legged race and wheelbarrow race and, just competitions between amongst the dens. And then the other thing that we did, and this was, I don't know, I have no idea if it's even financially feasible anymore, but we'd rent a bus and we'd go to Milwaukee to go to a Brewers game.
Wow.
Took the whole group. But like I say, it was a long time ago, and I don't know if that's financially feasible anymore.
Yeah, they actually have like Boy Scout Day or BSA Day at Miller Park yet.
So that might be a great idea for the summer. And putting on my membership hat, I would want to encourage you to, whenever you've got these activities for the summer, if you've got some scouts some Cubs that kind of faded away because of inactivity, or maybe because there was concern about COVID, and it certainly looks like we're ramping up real quick to be able to do a lot of things together that we weren't able to do together last summer. I might suggest that you reach out to some of these kids that you did not re-register because they faded away, and invite them to your summertime activities, and that might re-engage them, if you will, back into your pack.
Yeah, that's a great point. Kind of going back to the baseball thing, I think Joe mentioned that they are trying to set up a loggers day this summer, but I don't have details or dates on that. Zach, do you know anything?
Yeah,
about that?
I'm meeting with the loggers next week, so we're gonna finalize a date and get that out to you guys here very shortly.
Very good. So that might be a little bit more affordable and doable option if taking a bus to Milwaukee is off the table.
Is the loggers event the camping in the outfield?
We've discussed that. We just haven't ironed out the details, so more to come. I met with him once a couple months ago and kind of laid out the groundwork, and we had a few things we needed to figure out on each of our ends, and we're just meeting up here next week again to kind of finalize the date and everything.
Well, certainly if that comes to fruition, that would be another great activity for the pack and the families to participate in for that summertime pack award.
Agreed.
Great. All right, so I'm looking here. So Scott.
Hello.
Hi.
So Pack 279 has also tried to get the Summertime Pack Award, but we try to get a lot of bang for our buck. So we would wait and do our pack graduation on the first weekend in June. So we get that June schedule event.
Sure.
So earlier in May, we might have a campfire or a camp out, but we wait until the first part of June for the Scout graduation. And then we do the 4th of July parade. And the 4th of July parade we've used as a recruiting event. We've handed out little carabiners with beascout.org tags on them and passed out hundreds upon hundreds of them at the 4th of July parade, which has been a really successful recruiting event for us. And then in August, the first week in August in Toma is National Night Out. And that's where the police and the fire department all gather in a big park, and the whole city comes by, and it's a big expo, and that's a second kind of recruitment event for us. And for that National Night Out, we usually set up a rain gutter regatta. And instead of doing a regular rain gutter regatta, we cut up pool noodles and use skewers for the sails and pieces of paper with a crayon that they get to color. Just a quick kind of activity for them and turn that into another little recruitment event. Of course, COVID threw a wrench into everybody's plans. So for 2020, we changed one of those to bicycling on the bike trail. And we also did an obstacle course. So those are a couple other things that we did to keep things active during the summer.
Great ideas. Thank you. All right, I'm going down.
If I might interject, Scott just mentioned graduation. One of the things that we're trying to put together in each one of the districts is a bridging ceremony that would cover multitude of packs and troops, that can come to the camporee or wherever they decide to put this on. So we can recognize all these Webelos 2s that are crossing over into Boy Scouts, Scouts BSA, and get them. And we're trying to do it in May so that we can get them crossed over, get them integrated with their troop, and so that then they're ready to go to summer camp with their troop. And as I say, we're trying to put that together yet. It would be in the month of May that we're trying to do a mass crossover, if you will.
Sure.
Ceremony.
If I could add something to that, we're working on that and winding trails. And what I'm going to recommend to the Cub Masters is, even if you've already crossed your kids over, bring them up for the Saturday night campfire, and we'll do the ceremony all over.
You bet.
Just to get them exposed to everything. So.
And it's just another way to recognize their accomplishment in their crossing over before even a bigger crowd, a bigger audience. We hope it makes an impression upon them.
All right, thank you. Yeah, good events. Okay, so how about Sarah?
We usually do a couple parades too, and we always have a rain gutter regatta every summer. And a couple of summers ago, I tried to start an outdoor activity challenge for the summer. So like everything was like I put even things like lay on your back and look at the clouds, like simple stuff like that. And then I assigned points to everything. And then the whole idea was to get people more outside in the summertime. And then I was going to have an award for it, but nobody really climbed on board, I think. So I still think it was a good idea, but it wasn't the right summer for it, I guess.
I think that's a great idea, but yeah, different priorities at different times that our families have, right?
Yeah, and then I think
challenge.
I just promoted enough, like I handed it all out and I laid it out there, but then, I think a lot of things are about how you promote it and keep people interested in it. And I think I just got busy too. I always try to make sure that we, you know, that I promote, you know, the day camps though, like, and the overnight camps at camp so that we can, I usually get pretty good participation for my whole pack on going to those together so that we're still all together doing something in the summer. So, but we usually do parades and then the rain gutter regatta, and we actually open our rain gutter regatta up to the whole community. So then, you know, like, oh, look at how fun we are, you know, like we do cool stuff like this. We build our own boats and, you know, but then we did simpler boats for them, like using a pool noodle and a straw. And actually it wasn't a straw, it was a skewer, like a, you know, one of those wood skewers. And then they decorated their sails. And then we, you know, raced the boats down the thing. So we actually got invited to Lake Neshonoc and they gave us a free weekend of camping for coming out and running one at their campground too. So that was
cool.
Added bonus too. So
Yeah, and then that's a good recruiting tool for your pack as well.
yeah.
So very good. Thank you. All right, how about I see Mark.
Perhaps there we go. Hey, what do you know? We've done most of what we've already heard. I mean, we've gone fishing a couple times. The kids like biking. I thought that was a lot of fun. And we go to the pool here in town, usually in the middle of June to end of June, and have a pack event there. Mostly just splash around the water. I think that's a lot of fun.
Great. I don't know if we just lost Mark or what. How about I see Sue. How about Sue?
We've done fishing, and we do the flag day that Legion does, burns flags for on that day, and then yard games like ladder ball and croquet.
Good ideas. Great. Okay, trying to make sure I didn't miss anyone here. How about Brenda?
I was thinking like either do multiple lawn games or an outdoor movie night would be some fun things to do. And then, you know, if you want to invite your friends to come along and share in that, then it certainly promotes the scouting.
Great ideas. All right, is that Danelle?
Hi.
Hi.
I think I just took my den on some hikes and just kind of, I think after teaching kids and trying to work at the same time, I think as a mothers, fathers, I think you just get burnt out. So we just let the kids run up and down the trail from Trempealeau to La Crosse and just let them go wild and try to do a nature hike. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They were really looking forward to camp, which got canceled. So
Right. Yeah, it doesn't have to be fancy or elaborate, right? It just
right. Yeah.
getting together and getting outdoors and doing something fun.
Right.
So, all right. Is there anybody that I missed? I think I got everybody.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
I'm going to put this on Scott. Last year when the pandemic started, he worked on scavenger hunts that you could actually go through and find things and
Sure.
pass off some rank requirements. And I tried it to limited success because we didn't do it as a group. But Scott would be the one that's got the information on that.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
could go ahead.
Really early on in the pandemic, before we knew how serious things were going to get, just to keep people kind of active in scouting, I went through each individual rank, and the belt loops all have a similar theme. and all of them have some kind of hiking requirement. So I had measured out how far they needed to hike for tiger, wolf, bear, weevillow. And I set up a trail from Lake Park in Toma all the way to Tank Park following the creek. And I had set up scavenger hunts of different rank difficulty for each den. And you can do this using a Google Groups account. It's been so long since I did it. I can't remember how the wife might have helped me out a little bit with that one. But I still have it and it's all still active, but that is something else that you can do where people can go on their own time when they have a chance to get out, knock off a couple requirements for a belt loop, get out of doors and have a little bit of fun all at the same time.
Great idea. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you everyone for sharing those. I was jotting things down and there's a lot of really good ideas that came up. A lot of them, I put some ideas together, but most of these really were discussed and touched on by different people, which is really great. I will add this list to what's posted on the Scout website, and then we'll have a more comprehensive list. We also want to remind you that summer camp is, and several people mentioned it, but a lot of the summer camp opportunities are also available for Scouts and can help earn some of the summertime activity awards and some of those other things. And I think Sarah was going to speak to this. Sarah, do you have some information about this?
Well, I guess I am the director for the for week-long day camp this year, and our theme is mad science. We have lots of super fun activities. The focus isn't so much earning belt loops and stuff like that, but it is but there are going to be some requirements checked off by doing some of the things, but it is an opportunity to earn the Sporting Shoots Awards, Cub Scout overnight camp, and Weevilow's overnight camp. There are specific belt loops and activity pins that you can earn all of it when you leave there. So, I mean, if you're more into if you want to for sure earn things, like I said, we have certain ones that are set up and there's different tracks, and we have a whole big plan, and I don't have everything written down. So I can't tell you specifically which ones there are, but it is, but there are, we pick things we could finish while you're at camp. So that's super, super exciting. So, but I think all three programs are going to be spectacular. And, we already tried to run all this stuff. Week-long day camp went last year. So we were able to provide a safe scouting, event. And we only had like 40 kids, but still it was a lot of fun. And we were able to, it was like something normalish during the midst of all of this stuff. And we plan on doing, having just as much fun this summer. So fishing, swimming, all the normal Scout things that everybody's getting to do. I guess the other thing that was awesome too was, like last summer, none of the pools were open. And so, but Camp Decorah has a pool. So we got to swim every day, and every day during week-long day camp. And so that was super, super exciting for a lot of kids that didn't have that opportunity the rest of the summer. So, and we welcome Scout, siblings, or, bring a friend kind of thing. So, we can open it up to other people. So bring your Scouts out to camp. we're gonna have a lot of videos and things out there to get everybody excited and tell you more about them as the camps get closer though. So does anybody have any questions?
I will jump in here and just say that registration is live on the website. So if you have any issues with that, feel free to reach out to myself or Joe, and we can help you through that.
So this was also shared with me. So the council's having a pre-camp party, correct? To kind of give a little bit more information and reveal some of what's going to be going on at Cub Scout camp, similar to what was done for Scouts BSA camp, but that's coming up in April. Any more information about that, Zach, at this time?
Be there or be square.
All right, very good. Thank you.
We're really kind of in the planning phase about that part. I mean, we have good program all together for all three of the camps, all the three of the Cub Scout camps this summer. But you know, we're just working out the detail. We just decided we were going to do this pre-camp thing, so we're working on that a little bit yet. So,
all right.
But yeah, be there or be square for sure.
Very
All right,
good.
Matt, we got about 20 seconds according to Joe.
Okay, so are we gonna just maybe we'll come back to the other video next month, the other presentation we have?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, sounds good. So at this point, we're going to, I guess, ask everyone to jump back to the main room. We've got some council updates, and then we do have a survey that we would like everyone to take before they leave as well. All right, thank you, everyone. Great discussion, great ideas, and we'll see you all again soon.
No, I'm sorry.
He is, but it's okay.
Once you've
We
had-
left him in there.
Once you've had that cult brainwashing programming, it's kind of hard not to be triggered by certain things.
Elias, I missed your singing.
No, you didn't.
I'm just going to mute.
Don't encourage him.
Straighten up,
There's a
guys.
certain song that is generally avoided at camp, but situationally comes up.
All right, how are we doing, Joe? Are you here? Do we have everybody back, or we still have people rejoining?
I see 45 participants, so I think we've got everybody back.
All right, great. So hopefully you got some good information and had good discussions in your breakouts. I felt the Cub Scout breakout had really good discussion about summertime activities. So we do have some council updates now. So we'll turn it over to, it looks like Zach is up first for recharter.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. So recharter, the Soaring Eagle and Winding Trails District, you guys needed to get your charters in by the end of February. If you are sitting there thinking right now, oh shoot, I still have to get my charter in, there is a 60-day grace period here that we can still access the online and get it done. So we can still get it done. We can still do it online. Just let me know where you're at and how I can assist you with that. If you're waiting on that darn charter rep to take their YPT or whatever it is, I might be able to ring some bells or sound the alarm as just another way to reach out to them. The Seven Rivers District, your charter turn-in was on Tuesday. I appreciate everybody that's gotten it in so far. There is a good chunk that, just swung by the office and dropped it off. If you still have your charter, we need to get those in by the end of the month, because that's when that's really your last cutoff date of, needing, if you want to get advancements or sign up for events and things like that. We got to get that in by the end of the month. So any questions on charter, feel free to reach out. If I know where you're at, I know how to help you. So more information coming to me is only going to benefit you guys in the long run. So let me know where you're at or how you're struggling, and I'll try to assist you in any way.
Thanks, Zach. So Kevin's up for camp cards.
Yep, thanks. So I'll share my screen here. So this is going to be our spring fundraiser coming up. It'll be from April 15th to the June 11th is when we're going to be running this. This is brand new for our council here doing camp cards, but many councils around us are doing these in the spring as a spring fundraiser. It's really something we do popcorn in the fall, and we're trying to think of something to help get kids to camp. And a lot of you were talking in your breakouts about getting scouts to camp, and I'm sure a lot of them are just after paying for their charters, trying to figure out how they're going to pay for summer camp. So this is actually going to be real simple. We're trying to keep it as simple as possible. So it'll be $10 a card, and the scouts will get $5 off of every card they sell. So this is going to be a flat 50% commission, and the council is going to be eating the cost on the printing and the time that we've all spent trying to secure some of these businesses to get on the card and keep the cost down as much as we can to get it produced. So this is just a sample card. This isn't what our card is going to look like. Although we do have Dick's Sporting Goods, the $10 off of 50, one time locked in. So that's kind of our staple right now. If you have ideas on other ones you want to see or businesses you want to reach out to, just let Zach or I know. So it'll be one-time use punch offs, and then there'll be the other pieces that you can reuse over and over, as you can see on the back of the card there. So kickoffs, we're going to do some kickoffs on Thursday, March 25th or Tuesday, March 30th. So we'd like it if you could have someone from every unit on that kickoff, but it is open to individual scouts too. So if units decide they're not going to sell, we're going to be promoting this to all the scouts and telling them, hey, you can sell these cards as an individual. And one neat thing was we figured out if a Cub Scout sells just 29 of these cards, they can get camp paid for. So it seems pretty simple, just asking 29 people to pay $10. Or for Scouts BSA, Scouts is just 57 cards sold. We'll get them to camp this summer. So it seems really doable. You can sell these in front of stores, sell them to grandma, sell them to your family. Farm and Fleet told us in La Crosse they'd be interested in having scouts sell in front of their store, trying to get them as one of our coupons on there. After the cookie season, they said they'll have booths open. So, I'd start looking at businesses now, gas stations. I'm sure maybe Dick's would even allow scouts to be out there selling these. So, start reaching out to these businesses. We're not doing anything as a council, reaching out to businesses to sell in front, but everything is fair game. First come, first serve on reaching out to those businesses to sell anytime from, June 15th or April 15th to June 11th. Does anyone have any questions on it? So just real quick, so you'll buy 10 cards from the council and then you'll sell them and return half the money? Yeah, sorry, that's a good question. So, we're not going to be charging the units at all up front. So it's we'll have a checkout system at the office. So whether unit checks them out and then you have your own checkout system that we can help you with, that you work with your scouts on. But we'll check them out either to an individual family at the council office, or we'll check them out to a unit, and then we won't charge anyone until after the sale's over. So, but if June 11th comes and you checked out 50 cards and you didn't turn any back in, we're going to charge you for those 50 cards. Got it. And there's no penalty for turning them back in if you don't sell. No. It sounds. Yeah, Okay. no penalty. You can you don't have to wait till June 11th to turn them in. If you decide, hey, we took way too many out, by the end of April, feel free to turn them in sooner. You want to do a shorter sale, you can turn them in sooner. That's just kind of the cutoff date of when we'd start charging. But if it is after June 11th and you haven't turned them in, then you're kind of stuck with them. So otherwise you can definitely turn them in sooner. Yep. Great. Thanks for the new idea. We've used these a lot for sporting things, and it's gone over really well. I heard of a lot of sports teams doing them like for $20 in the area. And so far we got Dick's Sporting Goods, True Value over in Houston, but we're trying to get other locations of True Value. We got Chatty Cathy's Haircut. Zach got Texas Roadhouse, and he also got what was the other one you got, Zach?
Milwaukee Burger, 5 off of 25, and that's reusable.
Yeah, 5 off of 25 at Milwaukee Burgers reusable, so that's awesome. So yeah, we got a pretty good card so far, and we'll have more details on that here shortly.
Sounds good. Don't forget the outlying areas, not just lacrosse, right?
Yep, yeah, that's what we've been trying to do, is look at the map and see if some of these we can use at other spots. Trying to get at least one good one in all the outlining areas, and then so that's a good staple. And then a lot of people will go to lacrosse on the weekends too.
Yep, and absolutely. If you've got a store in your community, farm store, whatever that would be, call us up and we'd be glad to add it to the card. Where, as Kevin said, we're trying to identify anchors throughout the council. This being the first year of it, we may not get to every county, but the goal long term is for us to have representation all over the place.
Yeah, well, we do. We also have Quick Trip too. So I know there's a Quick Trip in every community here. We're trying to get them to do something off of gas or like the car wash, but they did give us money off their pizza, which is, I guess, their staple coupon. So at least we do got them in, and working on some others too.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Just jumping back to my screen here. All right, so back to Zach for scouting for food.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. So scouting for food, there were actually some units that already put out their flyers, I guess, last weekend. We ordered 20,000 sticky notes here this year. So we've got plenty in the office. And if you need any, let me know. Let me know how many you need, and then let me know the pickup date. And that's important because we're doing a mailing label that you'll stick on each of those, customized for each community, that says, set your food out visible from the road at 9 a.m. on March 27th or whenever your pickup date will be. So that way, like I said, some have already put them out. Some units are doing it a little bit later, and we can reuse these stickies year after year. And then we can also kind of on the fly make sure that everybody gets the correct date out. So if you need scouting for food sticky notes, let me know how many you need. We've got they're in 25 per pad, so really easy to count out quick, and hundreds. So let me know once you've turned your food in. Let me know how much food you've turned in, how many people participated, and then we'll go ahead and get you guys a patch through that. So yeah, if you had any questions, reach out, and I'm here to help.
Thanks, Zach. I know we got a lot of good feedback from parents and leaders in our area that it went really smoothly with the sticking on the doors instead of trying to tie on bags. So I think that was a good change. All right, Beaver Day. Do we have Joel?
I'm out here. Beaver Day is April 24th, is Saturday. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, but if troops care to come out and spend the weekend, they're welcome to that weekend.
Absolutely.
We have 4 projects in mind right now. One is taking the top board off of the fencing that's around camp. The problem is bees tend to build their nest underneath. And if we take that top board off, that kind of stops them from doing that. So we'd like to get the top board off. The director's cabin's roofing. We have lighting in the storage area of Doll Hall that needs to be replaced. We plan to go to LED lighting, which means we got to cut out the ballast and do a little rewiring and add the tubes up in there. There was a fourth one. And what was the fourth one? Peter, are you out there?
Thinking, I don't remember what it was.
Uh, we both have this really good memory, but it's got awful short. Anyway, and then there's just general cleanup around camp. Oh, I know what it was. Camp wants, the Scoutcraft needs a bunch of spars. And so all of the red pines that we've been cutting down, the tops of them would make very good spars. And so we need the branches cut off the tops and made, have poles made out of them. I know what the fifth one was. The fifth one, there's a fifth one of putting up the hammock tenting area, more than likely over by Lenape, maybe Sioux. But we want to put up an area where we put a center post in with 5 or 6 posts around it for hammock camping, for summer camp, for troops that we have a number of troops that are asking for that now. So that would be a fifth item. So remember, put in your calendars April 24th. Normally we provide lunch, right, Joe? So we're kind of looking for a count as to who would be there. Is there, I haven't looked on the council website. Is there a sign up on the council website for that, or how are we doing a sign up for that?
Yeah, we'll have a sign up form on the website where people can input their info, and then the email will probably go right to you, Joel. So if folks check out the Beaver Day portion of the website, maybe give us a week or so to get all that turned on here. But
I'm
save the date of
also,
April.
oh, I'm sorry, Joe.
What was it? Save the date, April 24.
I'm also looking for leaders to take on each project. So I need 5 leaders willing to take on one of those projects as the lead. So, like Joe and myself, Zach and Kevin, basically leaves us free to go around and lend a hand or get tools, or, if we miss something. So what I typically like to do is meet with those 5 people a couple weeks ahead of time to make sure we have all of the material needed and or tools, and or, asking people coming up for Beaver Day to bring tools, their own tools, so that we have, when we get there, we have something for everybody to do. There's quite honestly nothing worse than asking a bunch of volunteers to come up and help and then being unorganized, not knowing, not having something for them to do. So if you're interested in being out, you're going to be there on the 24th and you're interested in the job, please drop me an email and we'll get you signed up.
Great, thank you. Do we have anyone from the training committee? Any updates or announcements from that group? I see it's
I
blank
have a
on the
few.
list.
I
Okay.
have some dates for everybody. If you
Lisa, you just went to mute.
Am I on again?
Yes.
All right. I have some dates for everybody that we are going to finalize by the end of this month to make sure that we are set and ready to go with all these with the COVID restrictions. The first one is May 2nd. We're doing Trainer's Edge up at camp. That's a training for anybody that wants to do presentations or present to scouts or any other groups to help them learn about training and how to guide the people and do presentations. Then our next training will be in May. Oops, just a minute, just lost it. Yep, May 7th, 8th, and the early morning of the 9th will be iTools. That's for introduction to outdoor skills for the scouts and assistant scoutmasters. It's what you need to complete your training patch besides Scoutmaster specific. Blue training for Cub Scouts will be May 8th and the morning of the 9th in regards to taking your Cub Scouts on adventures or out about. That remember, all packs should have at least one, more preferably two blue trained people to take kids on events such as just this winter going up to Whitetail Ridge or different events that you get the basic training to help make sure that your events are safe and that you are trained well enough for your kids. The other training is wilderness first aid. We are got a few good leads on that. We're still working on it. We're hoping to get some more information out to you guys by the end of this month, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Once again, we will have people at the week's summer camp doing Scoutmaster specific training. That'll be happening once a week during that time again. So right now, that's what we have for training, and we're going to see if we can't get more virtual going here with this training. Any questions?
If I can just add in to Lisa's, the May 2nd Trainer's Edge includes a portion called T1 that would be Saturday evening with a potential option to spend the night at camp if somebody wanted to. And the Scoutmaster Essentials at summer camp typically runs on Tuesdays, starts around 9 o'clock and is done by lunchtime. And that's free. You just show up and we're typically out on the porch in front of the Doll Center or somewhere very close to that.
All right, thank you. So Joe, I guess we'll turn it over to you for the executive minute, and then have you got a poll to set up at the end too?
Yep, we'll give it just a quick minute here. And wow, what a great night of content and a lot of really great food for thought, if you will, in the two breakouts. I know the Scouts BSA breakout was really informative and some great updates here at the end. First of all, big thank you to everybody for doing everything they do for kids through scouting. Always terrific to see everybody's scouting volunteer passion and where that takes us. Wanted to highlight two items here. We spent time talking about camp during the both sessions and wanted everybody to be aware of the Campership Financial Assistance Program. If you have youth in your unit where the reason that they would not attend camp is due to the cost of that, whether it's week-long day camp for Cubs or Cub Scout overnight camp or Scouts BSA camp or Brown Sea camp, whatever that would be, you can make a request for the Council No Scout Left Behind Fund. Those are dollars that we've raised specifically to help kids get to camp, and Zach just shared the link on that in the chat, or else you can reach out to myself or him and we can talk you through that as well too. So wanted everybody to be aware that those are available to help out families in need within your unit have that summer camp experience. And the follow-up on that is that we've got a lot of great supporters in our region that help to support scouting financially and help to really make it be a vibrant thing in our area. And last night we held the annual Golden Eagle event. This year it was a virtual gala, which means there's a great video that you can watch. You can see a lot of our local scouts highlighted and see some information from some of the different sponsors and supporters and learn a little bit more about scouting as well. And it is absolutely a fun 70 minutes. So I believe somebody just shared that link in the chat as well. So you can save that if you'd like and have some more scouting in your week if you need to. So appreciate everybody and look forward to catching up with everybody here at the Service Center at a future scouting event. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Joe.
Good night, everybody.
right, thanks, guys.
See y'all.
Good night, everybody. Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
Good night, everyone.
Hey, great job, Matt. That went really well. Nice work moving us through the program.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought we had a really good discussion of the Cub Scout breakout. We ran out of time again. We only got to the one presentation, but there were a lot of people sharing a lot of things, which is really what this is all about. So
Yeah, the Scouts BSA breakout went really well. Also, the group was actually pretty talkative in there, so that was good.
How did you do that?
I didn't do much. I think Tim and Elizabeth just kind of started. They just started calling on people. They didn't give them a chance to opt out. They just